Hey everybody, and welcome back. So there's been a revelation and an update on the Doug Ford banning speed cameras. It looks like 20 MPPs from the PC party have been caught speeding in these areas over the last 2 years. And taking a quick look at, they were not a few kilometers over the posted speed limits, let me tell you that. So anyways, this doesn't look good. This is basically telling me and everybody else who's fighting to keep the cameras, because we know it works and we have statistical data that proves it, that they're only getting rid of it because they got caught and they're upset that they got caught and they had to pay. That's a typical, I don't want to use the term, but that's a typical criminal mentality. How dare you catch me, and if I got caught, I want the rules changed. I'm not saying they're criminals, but they broke the law and now they don't want the law to apply to them, so they're changing it. And not for the good, for the better. They're making it worse. So I know some of you out there are probably saying, oh, Romulo, if you did your more of a search, you could probably find liberals, NDP, even city councilors on this list as well. And I would agree with you. Yes, you probably would find them. But those people are not the ones that are trying to get rid of speed cameras. They are the ones that are trying to keep them. If you can find me somebody who's advocating for the same thing that Doug Ford is, and they also have tickets on this, they're in the same boat. But if they're on this list or on another list, but they're advocating to keep the speed cameras, that means they understand that they broke the law, they got the penalty, they paid the fine, and they're going to correct their attitude and their speeding habits to make sure it doesn't happen again. But what everybody else is doing, like Doug Ford, is, no, I don't want to change. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of them so I won't get caught again. That's great leadership. So anyways, let's take a quick look, because I want to show you a few things that kind of threw up a bunch of red flags for me. Okay, so here's the list. As you could say, I guess you could see the government redacted the plate numbers. Okay. Also redacted the last name and the first name. Strange why they would redact the last and first name of who the vehicle is registered to. Now, we all know that just because it's your vehicle doesn't mean you were speeding. And in the article, it also stated that a lot of these vehicles are driven by the employees of the minister. I'll give you that to a certain degree, okay? But what are we going to be doing now? Just blaming the employees? So you're telling me the ministers don't drive the vehicles at all? There's still a probability that the vehicle could be driven at the time of the speed infraction. Could have been one of the ministers. But they're pushing it more towards, oh, no, it was just the employee. That's just like throwing your worker under the bus in my mind. Doug Ford, man of the people, man of the worker. But let's even look at the speed, okay? You got a 56 in a 40, a 70 in a 40. That's 30 over in a school zone. 57 in a 40, 65 in a 40, 64 in a 40, 57 in a 40, 74 in a 50, 55 in a 40, 53 in a 40, 61 in a 50, and so on and so forth. The lowest difference in speed out of this list is 11 kilometers over. That's not a few. That's many. So this idea that it's only a couple, like 2 to 3 kilometers over, that even on my comments in my last video, that people are making, that that's they're doing. As soon as you hit 41, 42, they ticket you right away. And that's why it's a cash grab. They have yet to prove that. They can come with the same information. They can go to the databases, bring out the list, and search for any tickets given 5 kilometers and less above the posted speed limit. And if you had a huge number, a percentage, like a huge percentage of the total amount of tickets, then I would give you that, and it is a cash grab. Still to this day, the reporters did more work than the government themselves that have access. Within hours, they can have this information. This request by reporters takes time, and they did their own legwork and they got the information. Again, just even, I understand this is like a small subset of violations, but you're telling me you couldn't find at least one that would have been 2 to 3 kilometers over posted, and that's why they got the tickets? If that was such a huge problem, don't see any of it. Now, what Doug Ford could do is bring that information, if it exists. So these are well-earned tickets. I'm sorry, well-earned. The lowest one is 11 kilometers over posted. You deserve that ticket. It's not just you were just doing a few kilometers over. Oh, man, I wish they had unredacted that information. But again, they have reason to, because I think the people whose names on that list would not look good at all. And we would know the true reason, which a lot of us already do, of why they're getting rid of it. Now, getting back to those complaints that Doug Ford has, and even those other mayors, like Stephen Del Duca, like talking about citizens getting tickets for, again, a few kilometers over and so on and so forth. If that's a problem, again, no evidence of that, but even if you want to show save face, legislate it. Like I stated in the last video, international standard for the threshold of when you can give a ticket is 10% of the posted speed limit plus 2. So 40 kilometers an hour would be 10% of that would be 4 plus 2 would be 46. 46 and under, no ticket. 47 and above, ticket. 50 kilometers an hour would be 5 plus 2 would be 57. 60 would be 68. 70 would be 79, and so on and so forth, okay? That would solve that problem. Because I'm telling you, if you can't do 10% plus 2 within reason of a posted speed limit, you deserve a ticket. Also, the money issue, where he claims, again, with no proof, because he can mandate to show them where the money is, not just ask and say, oh, they didn't show it to me. You can say, you give it to me, or legislate that you have to report every year where that money is. But even if that's a problem and you don't know where they're spending that money, or they're using it inappropriately for other things and not road safety, legislate that. Say whatever money you generate from these speed cameras have to go right back into not just general road repair and infrastructure, but actual road safety for the area that these cameras were posted in, or other areas that require it more so. You don't destroy a system and get rid of it because it has a few problems. You improve it. This idea we have to throw everything out off the table and out into the garbage just because it has 1 or 2 problems has to stop. Any government, like, don't get me wrong, like every government is guilty of like, oh, this doesn't work, scrap it. No, get rid of it, okay? Fix it. There's solutions. The cities are willing to work with you, Doug Ford. Okay? The citizens of these cities are telling you, Doug Ford, you need to listen to us, okay? We're telling you it works. We're bringing you data that says it works. And we're asking you, as the voters, to keep them and work with the municipalities to make sure it's better. We're not telling you to say, no, you can't do anything, but come to the table and help us out, and let's get to a deal that we can work together to make sure they stay and work for everybody else. I thought Doug Ford was this great businessman that can make a deal with anybody. Prove it. Instead of being this big bully and saying, no, gotta do what I say and nothing else. Anyways, let's see what he does, because this does not look good at all. it just does not look good for his argument at all. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know in the comments where if you think this helps the case for the municipalities to keep the speed cameras, or how this does nothing for their arguments and Doug Ford is still right, because people, those people and those ones that are supporting Doug Ford, some of your arguments and some of your comments on the last videos that we're doing, again, brought nothing in terms of evidence or reasoning on why he's correct. This does not look good. The way he talks about it does not look good. Him not bringing any information to back up his points does not look good. All right, guys, take care. We'll talk later.